Deputy Speaker, I come again to this discussion with a huge passion for devolving power to local areas. The Northern Powerhouse promise encouraged me to move back home to the north from London in my 20s, and I'm so proud to have spent most of my career between then and now working to grow the local economies in Manchester and then Lancashire. The city of Preston, part of which is in my constituency, now has the telltale cranes all over the sky and grade A office space being built at pace. Growth is best when it has local inputs and local impact, and with a 2-hour train journey to London, there is no reason that Preston and cities like it shouldn't become a key and critical spoke of our national growth story. And so I'm hugely grateful to the incredible energy of my honourable friend, the member for Peckham, and also to my honourable friend, the member for Oldham, who poured himself into this bill for the past year, for ensuring areas like Lancashire can get the powers they need to turbocharge their growth the way only Lancastrians know how. But today I rise to speak about new clauses 63 and 75 and amendments 42 and 150, essentially those pertaining to neighbourhood governance. I'm grateful to have been part of the Bill Committee for this bill and so have sat through lengthy debates on all of these clauses. I've not directly supported this range of amendments, but concerning neighbourhood area arrangements and parish and town councils, and I on the whole understand and largely support the government's arguments against them, namely that if we are intent on devolving power, we should allow local areas to manage that power too, rather than dictate from Westminster how that must be managed. However, I do wish to raise a number of areas where I agree with the intent behind these amendments and would like to add to these issues they raise in the hope that government can add some helpful secondary legislation or strong guidance in the hope that local areas make these changes a success. As I observed during the development of plans for devolution in Lancashire, I heard too many residents and organisations tell me that their consultation in the process felt tokenistic at best, if there at all. I think there is still a broad question for government to answer as to how we will ensure that the interests of all residents and local groups have been properly fed into local changes and how we will continue to hold local areas to account for maintaining that engagement. In my constituency of Ribble Valley, I have many parish areas, while other parts of the constituency have local community groups who come together ad hoc. So I do see the strength of both formal and informal community leadership. I myself have been a proud member of my local parish council for many years, and often it's the place I feel most connected to my community. The Minister has made clear throughout the development of this bill that town and parish councils will not be affected and indeed have every right and opportunity to take on more responsibilities through this new bill. I commend that and I thank her for protecting this vital part of our democracy. But while I understand that there is plenty of public sentiment against mandating areas to become parish, which is why I can't support directly new clause 63, there is certainly public support for simplified, clear to understand structures of government which the public can more clearly hold to account. Indeed, the government's own white paper on this bill said its aim was to simplify local government and make it more consistent. We only have to look around us to see what happens when people don't understand how our governing structures work and don't feel connected to them. People are increasingly disillusioned, and when our economy is relying on people to come together with new ideas to create growth, despondency is our biggest enemy. And so my ask is that while we need to allow flexibility, might government be able to show a clear preference for a town or parish council structure and its guidance, and or ensure or require that any proposed solution has clear democratic accountability. I'm so grateful to this Labour government to have been brave enough to push this bill as one of its first priorities. Done is better than perfect for sure, and any devolution is better than none. But in my decades working with all types of communities, often hearing things that challenge some of my progressive dreams and assumptions for this country I love, I have learnt that progress and tradition can work hand in hand if we take the best from both. And so I urge the government to make the most powerful structures we have in town and parish councils part of our future, which already run 90% of this great country, and to ensure that we truly have accountable democracy at every level so that every person has a voice, as has always been the Labour way. Thank you.